Hi everyone, this is Rachel Sanders. I am the librarian here at UNCG. I work with the social work department among other units, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you some basic search tips for your Disrupting Ageism class. Rebecca asked me to go over a few things. So what I've done is created what we call a LibGuide for your class especially. So every class that's taught at UNCG, or every department, has a librarian assigned to work with it, and every department has its own guide. I will show you the one for social work. It's uncg.libguides.com/swk. So this is just a very general one for social work students at any level, and I will add the link to your specific course guide here so that all you have to do is click from there if you can't remember the link. So this is jam-packed with lots of things, but for you all specifically, I created a course guide. So it's uncg.libguides.com/swk510. So I'd encourage you to check it out and use it. I'm going to be building it over the semester, so right now it looks a little bit basic, but as I learn more about what you all are researching and what your needs might be, I will add to it. So the first thing here is our library catalog. You can search pretty much anything that we have in this catalog. I use it primarily for books. So if you are looking for books on a certain topic, you can definitely take advantage of that, and I'll show you a little bit later in this video how to use that. We also have video resources like counseling and therapy and video, which is a relatively popular one. If you click on that, this database has lots of videos related to social work practice, a lot of counseling sessions recorded. Some of them are reenactments, some of them are lectures, so you'll find some interesting things here. And you may want to take a few minutes to search. It's part of a larger collection that we also have access to, so I can certainly help you with that. And you can see over here on the left side, if I click specialized area of interest and then more, I could look through all kinds of things. So that could potentially be helpful for you. I know that you are researching a wide sort of swath of issues for this class, so I wanted to be sure to point that out. Let me get back to your guide. You also have academic video online, which is run by the same company as counseling and therapy and video. It's just a wider collection of resources, so you may find it helpful to search some of this. They also have some search tips as well. I'm going to show you some things, but you know, it comes from the people who created this database, so it could be worth watching to see exactly how their specific resource works. And then we also have Kanopy in terms of video resources. So Kanopy is a huge collection of all kinds of films. A lot of them are documentaries or indie films. A lot of them are educational videos. So if you click browse, you can see down here instructional films and lessons. There are also things on social sciences that you may find particularly helpful. Lots of different things here. So you could absolutely feel free to poke through those resources. So moving on, I want to show you our Finding Articles tab that I've created for you. This has a couple databases that I want to recommend to you specifically based on what Rebecca asked me to show you. So the first one I'm going to demonstrate is Academic Search Complete. And some of you may or may not have worked with this sort of database interface before. So I'm going to do a couple sample searches and show you some things that you can do to narrow the results down, because Academic Search Complete is really great, but it searches across a huge variety of fields. It has articles on computer science and sociology and history and astronomy, all kinds of things in here. So I want to show you how to sort it out for your specific needs. So I know some of you are going to be focusing on specific populations, so I'm going to try, and I was told that some of it's going to be based on race, so I'm going to try Asian, Asian American, why not? And then I'm also going to try elderly, and you'll notice that it's giving me lots of suggestions for terms that I could potentially use as well to search the database, and I'm going to use that here. So it will search for lots of these different things. So what I'm essentially telling the database is I want to find articles that include the phrase Asian American and elderly or aged or older or elder or geriatric. So it has to have Asian American, but it can also have, and it also has to have one of any of these words. I am also going to add to this Asian, because I'm not sure how it will be phrased in the literature. So that's just something. There are lots of filters down here, but I'm going to sort of try it a different way. So I'm going to click search, and I have 7,196 results, and that's way too many for me. So I'm going to add another keyword. I'm going to try ageism, or age discrimination, or age bias, and see where that gets me. It's loading. 24. So potentially this could be quite helpful for you. And 24 doesn't seem like that many results, but I think when you're working on such a specific issue or such a specific population, that's actually not a bad thing. This is a much more realistic amount of literature for you to try to review and go through. I'm going to show you the filters. So we have on the left side here all kinds of ways that you can limit results. So I'm going to click on full text, and that's only going to show me things that we have immediate online access to. That doesn't mean that you can't get things that we don't have ready access to. I can absolutely help you with that, and you'll have my contact information. So you would just send me the name of the article or the book and say, can you help me get access to this? And I can absolutely do that for you. I'm also going to limit the publication date, maybe the last 10 years. Now I'm down to 6, and I don't know. That's not a ton of resources, so we may have to play around with this and try a couple other things. But I do want to just show you how to use an article. So if you find one that looks interesting to you, click on it. And there are lots of good things here to dig through. So the authors, obviously the source, it tells me which journal this comes out of. And actually, if you're interested in this journal, you're like, oh, that sounds like something I want to look through. You click on the title, and then it's going to show you all the issues that they have, all the volumes and all the issues over here on the right. So I could click on one and it would take me to that set of articles. You can also search within this publication, and I could add a couple search terms there, and it would limit it to just that particular journal. So I'm not going to do that at the moment. I want to talk about some other things, but that's definitely a good tool. Subject terms and author supplied keywords are your best friends. If you are having trouble finding things related to your topic, the authors are literally saying, hey, have some, have a look at this, do some searching on these keywords, because they're the experts, and so they're sharing that with you. What I recommend for all students, no matter what level they're at, read the abstract first. That is going to give you a summary of what the article says, and this can save you a lot of time because oftentimes if you skip the abstract, you'll get 3 pages into the article before you realize that it's not really what you want. So I would recommend reading the abstract, and if you feel like it's something you want to use, then you click on linked full text, or sometimes it will say PDF full text. That's what you're looking for. And here it is. And I could read through it. I would also encourage you to read the introduction and then to skip down and read the results or the conclusion. You need to make sure that absolutely sure that this is what you want before you really start digging into it and studying it. And once you have read those, if it still checks out, then that's where you would start taking your notes and highlighting, do whatever works for you. Okay, so now I'm back on the Finding Articles tab of your guide. I want to show you one more thing, and that's how to search a subject-specific database. So I'm going to click on Social Work Abstracts. This is owned by the same company as Academic Search Complete, and that's why you probably notice it looks very similar. But I promise you this is searching a very different set of resources. So Social Work Abstracts is obviously specific to the field of social work. I like to start students off in Academic Search Complete so that you can kind of see generally what's out there, and then we dive into the more subject-specific work. So I'm going to try Asian or Asian American, and what I'm doing here is phrase searching. If I want this to appear as a phrase, I want to put it in quotation marks, because otherwise, if I didn't, the system would search the word Asian separate from the word American, and that could mess up some of my results. I'm also going to try elderly, and it is suggesting a lot of similar search terms to the other database, and that's just because the algorithms are set up in a similar way. And I'm going to try discrimination, and let's click search. 3. That's not a terrible amount, but you may find that this is actually really relevant to you and really helpful. So again, here is your abstract, I click PDF full text, and it's right here. If you go back to the detailed record, you'll notice on the right here some tools, including Cite. I'm going to encourage you strongly not to just copy and paste this into your bibliography or works cited list, because oftentimes, especially with APA, the algorithms that produce these citations will make a mistake. But this is a good start, and I think that you could use this and compare it to the citation tab on your LibGuide. I will show you. APA style, you have a whole tab here. So I would take this, put it into a document or something, and then compare it with this. We have access to something called APA Style Central, by the way, which I would highly encourage you to check out. And you can, it's produced by the American Psychological Association. So yeah. And let's see what else is here. Under finding articles, there's also PsycInfo. If you are looking for a specific age group of folks, this can potentially be helpful. They have age groups, intended audience. You have to be careful because obviously this is a psychology database, so some of the information may not be exactly relevant to what you're looking for, but I think that you could still find some good things here. Again, it looks the same as our other databases only because it's owned by the same company. It is searching across different resources. There's one more skill that I want to be sure to show you before I wrap this video up. And to do this, you actually have to go out to the library's main website, which is library.uncg.edu. And you're going to click on Journal A to Z List. What I'm showing you right now is how to find, basically how to backtrack and find an article that's mentioned in a bibliography or a works cited list. So for instance, if you're using some of Rebecca's work that she's compiled into a bibliography and you just want to take a look at some of those articles, how do you track them down? Okay, so I am using a bibliography from another social work professor, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So this is the citation that I am trying to use in order to track down this article. So what I need to do is copy the name of the journal, and I'm going to put it into our A to Z journal list and click search. Now, I want the 1994 year, and then this is the 30th volume and the first issue of that volume. That's what the citation is telling me. So when I go here, I'm going to click on the title of the journal, Journal of Social Work Education, and I am going to click on the title here. And this is going to help me look through just this journal. So this one doesn't actually appear to have it from 1994. So what I would do is go back to my results list and let me make sure. So it looks like this one covers 1990 through 18 months ago. And the reason that those are different is that just certain databases have certain agreements with us about how long they're going to cover, how, you know, the range of articles and years that are available. So sometimes you have to kind of look for that. Here we go. And this has 1994. So I see Journal of Social Work Education. I know I'm on the right one. Click 1994, and we're looking for volume 30, issue 1, just like our citation says. So I'm going to click on that. And this is a list of all the articles that were in that particular issue. And so I am looking for one called Transpersonal Psychology and Social Work Education. So let's see if we can find that. I'm just going to scroll through the list. And here it is. And I click on the title. And I see my abstract, subjects, authors, all that good stuff. And I scroll down, and here is the text right here. And it has a table of contents that I could potentially click through, but you've got it right here. This one doesn't appear to be available as a PDF, so I could probably help you figure out how to download this or just copy it into a document so that you could work with it outside of the database. So that's basically how you would do that. And again, I have my cite tool. There are numerous mistakes in the citation, I can already tell you, so you could use this as a starting point, but again, you don't want to rely completely on that. And that is how you find an article from a bibliography. So this covers some of the basics. I just wanted to point out my contact information before we're finished here. This is my contact box, and you can schedule an appointment by clicking Schedule Appointment, and it will pull up my availability. You can also email me right there, and my contact in terms of my office space is there as well, so please feel free to take advantage of that. And I promised earlier in this video I would show you how to search for books, but actually if you just watch this video here, it covers that. So I'd encourage you to dig into this guide. I'll keep adding to it, and please don't hesitate to ask or email or schedule an appointment with me if you have any questions. So thank you.